From Lalate headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons Lalate.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons Lalate with incredible great deals about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. We'll go over the secret meeting that the president had on Sunday, and moreover, what happened with Nancy Pelosi last night. You're going to hear breaking details about the fight between Josh and Nancy that is ripe for a soap opera du jour. Then we go over the incredible final 15 minutes of this video and the big money you're getting under the $3.5 trillion stimulus package, the biggest we've ever seen in the history of this channel. The fourth stimulus package gives a lot of money to a lot of people, and I'll go over all the dramatics that Nancy and Josh went over in the middle of the night last night. And no, there was no $12 ice cream involved. It's a big day with a lot of exciting details. Let's get to the breaking news, starting right here, right now, on Afternoons Lalate. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Afternoons Lalate, direct from Santa Monica, California, as the weather is beautiful, but the dramatics back in Washington more ripe for a soap opera. As the battle underway for those four stimulus checks heats up, we're going to go over that four stimulus check update of 2021 in this recording. Then we go to the voting process, the $3.5 trillion of checks that the Democrats want you to have, and why did Josh and Nancy go to the mat like it was a WWE brawl last night, and they were not the only people. You're going to see an exchange of words I don't think I've ever seen in the history of this channel. OMG. Then we go to the incredible great news about all the money you're getting under this fourth stimulus recon. And then the exciting details of all the big money that viewers continue to get from this channel. I'm going to show you how you get this big money and the excitement about this stimulus, which is just days away. And it's a great afternoon with so much incredible great news. I'm excited you're joining me, and this is Lalate, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons, now with you. And coming up next is Evenings Lalate. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit the subscribe button. The link is at the top of the chat. Also, like the video. 3,000 likes. That's underneath the video. Consider becoming a member so you get delivered all the incredible sums of money you can get under first, second, third, and proposed under fourth and fifth stimulus. It's underneath the video. And sign up for the big talk of the town, the thing that has captivated a country. It's the new Lalate alerts with thousands of people signing up in just hours. I've never seen anything like it. It's totally free. It is also at the top of the video. Let's go to those monthly stimulus checks. House versus Senate, House, Senate versus House. More Democrats coming out and saying we need stimulus checks. And the reoccurring theme, monthly, and a $2,000 amount. Let's go over who wants what, starting with the Senate. Warren, Sanders, and also Wyden. Writing the president just days ago saying we need a monthly stimulus check. They do not say the amount, but they say it's monthly. Then we have AOC and Omar over on the House side, writing the president a letter days ago saying we need a monthly stimulus check, but not saying how many months, but certainly saying it needs to be a delicious $2,000 a month. The House bill will come back to in a second. House Ways and Means are the people who are writing the fourth stimulus recon. And they wrote the president days ago saying we need a monthly fourth stimulus check. Again, monthly, but they don't say the amount. And they say there should be a fifth one after the fourth one is over. Then the American petition, nearly 3 million signatures signed by Americans across the board, saying there should be a monthly stimulus check of $2,000. The signatures on that petition continue to grow. And then we go to the number across the board that is coming in. And that number for those stimulus checks is from the House bill. And the House bill says, you know what? We need to do more checks. Pandemic plus 1 year. First month $2,000, $1,000 thereafter, which would result in more than 12 checks, which would result in more than $13,000. So vote House of Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? Democrats represent that if you got a third, you get a fourth check. Single individual, $75,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check would be the same amount for everyone, including adult dependents. Finally, the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. And you may have learned that last night if you saw the check walking out of the casino after having too many $12 ice creams. You waved at the check. I said, don't wave at the check. And the check said, I see two of you, LA. Well, that's good. I want to see reoccurring versions of you. In the second half of this video, we'll go over incredible details as the President of the United States has a secret meeting on Sunday. But Nancy Pelosi calls, fires, and shots are rung about that fourth stimulus recon. We'll have all those details and more. Breaking news as Josh versus Nancy round one heats up. Boy, I don't think I've ever seen a soap opera like this one. Then we cut to the deliciousness of fifth stimulus as well. But first, let's get some money. Get a pen and paper ready. Let's get some money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more starting right now. We've been detailing this over the last few weeks, and the numbers are coming in, and I am so excited. I have said that if you've gotten rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, or homeowners assistance, send me private messages. If you've not, get a pen and paper ready because today's your day. I'm going to get that money for you right now. But boy, here's some wonderful messages I got overnight. Dottie says, hey, LA, I want you to know I received $10,000 for rent, covered us from December 2020 to December 2021. Ramp of Mississippi is who helped us. Please spread the word, RAMP. Thank you, Dottie, for that help. Sharon and Donnie says, I thank you. We got $225 a month for SNAP. That's a lot. And I'm pouncing. I keep pushing. I'm going to get some more. Good for you, Sharon and Donnie. Donald on Instagram tells me I finally received $400 for utilities. Great job, Donald. And Robert says, hello, LA. I want to thank you because I just got approved for $18,000 for rent, $16,000 for SNAP, and $7,000 for utilities. Keep doing a wonderful job and helping other people. God bless you. I'm a member and I go by Dread. Been following since the COVID started. My name is Robert. And again, thank you. And thank you, Robert, for your inspiration and your incredible kind words. So let's get some money for rent. How much are viewers getting for rent? Let's see the incredible details. Bam. Oh, my goodness, Mark getting $50,000 for I jumped this gun. Oh boy, there we go. Here. Spoiler alert. There we go. Rent. Elizabeth getting $7,000 for rent. Mark, $25,000 for rent. Nancy, $24,000 for rent. And Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000. Cecilia got $1,200 for heap. Yes, that is a heap. So how much are people getting for utilities? Bam. Oh my goodness, Nancy, great job. Getting $7,000 for utilities. Mark, $6,500 for utilities. There's Nancy and Mark with 2 items. Angela with $5,000 for utilities. How about SNAP? How much can you get for SNAP? Let's see what viewers are getting from this channel. These are Purple Hawks. These are members. How much are Purple Hawks pouncing and getting? Bam. Louie, great job. $18,000 for SNAP. John, $10,000 to $12,000 for SNAP, and Nancy, $5,000. And of course, you just heard the wonderful new viewer, Robert, telling me he got $16,000 for SNAP. Incredible, great job. And then there's Nancy with 3 items. So Nancy made it to the final round of the combo. She got rent, utilities, and SNAP. Who else is joining Nancy? Oh my goodness. There's Nancy, getting $32,000 as a Purple Hawk of this channel. If you've not become a member, you need to do right away. Mark getting $32,000 for 2 items, and Nisi $23,000 for 3 items. But there's Mark with 2 items. Mark, how did you get on my graphic about 3 items? You got 2 items. I'll tell you why Mark got on my graphic about 3 items with $32,000. Mark got 2 items at $32,000, and on air for 5 days, I said to Mark, "Hey, Mark, why did you not get the SNAP, the 3rd item? It's so easy. That's why it's a SNAP." And guess what? Mark delivers us 3 incredible stories from what happened thereafter. Number 1, within 5 days, Mark got SNAP. There you go. That's the Purple Power spirit. You push and you get this money. It's not that easy, not that difficult to get Snap. Number 2, I love this part of the story. He reached out to his neighbor and said, hey, have you watched that kid at LA? He's the real deal. He's been getting people money. And the neighbor went from 0 to $20,000 of rent in less than 5 days. Wow, that is true Purple Power spirit. He helped his neighbor, and now that neighbor's getting money, helping one another. And finally, number 3, Mark got Snap, and he got a lot of it. So how much did Mark get? He did not get $2. He did not get $12 ice cream. How much did Mark get? Are you ready? Bam! Mark got $19,000 for Snap, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And if you think the ceiling is there, it is not, because Lorraine got over $105,000. The numbers keep on coming in. If you've had a success story, send it to me on social media, private message at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Lalate. And this is what we do as a family. We've been doing this since day one. In spring of last year, people had applied for that EIDL loan and EIDL grant and were not getting approved. I called it the 330, the 331, and the 48 vortex, stuck applications. So on air and off air, I did their applications to get them out of stuck to approved, upwards of 10 a day at $150,000 a pop. $25 million of EIDL loans I got approved. But then in fall of 2020, the second stimulus was not coming. So I had to get people other money. And that's why I got viewers $250,000 of rent. Tyrone and his family of 4 out of Boston getting $16,000, paying all their rent from December to the new year. But now you're getting more money than ever before. So get a pen and paper ready. I'm going to go over all these details starting right now. I'm going to get you some rent, some mortgage assistance, utilities, and also some homeowners assistance. So if you've gotten this money before and you got one item, today's your item today to get the other items. And if you haven't gotten this money before and you just found this channel, welcome on board. Today's your day. Let's go over some introductory remarks. Number 1. I'm going to show you 6 places to get the money. So if one says no, don't worry, reach out to the next. They all have their own eligibility. Number 2. What's important to understand is that each place has different pots of money. So who worries if number 1 says no, reach out to the next. 6 places, keep on pushing. Number 3, every state has the same amount of money because they were given the amount of money from the federal government based upon the number of residents they have. So you may live in a small town that, let's say, only has 100 citizens, but go up to the food chain, to the county. More about that in a second. Number 4, listen to the keywords I say in the video. It helps get people approved. And finally, the incredible detail is that you want to really push. And with that, let's go over the 6 places to reach out to. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Rent assistance or mortgage assistance because of COVID, or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Michitini. Michitini, 1 part lobster sauce, 1 part $12 ice cream. Oh, they don't want to hear that. They'll hang up the phone. And there you go. If you got money for rent or utilities, post your success story in the live chat right now. Tim and Linda got this wonderful pot of money. The next pot of the money is the money coming now for Snap. And you saw in the opening remarks, one viewer now got $16,000 for this. Mark got $19,000. Louis, $18,000. John got $10,000 to $12,000. What is Snap? Snap is money for food. You get it from Department of Agriculture. It's a Snap. It's very easy to get. Eligibility is easier than a stimulus check. Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom, and Gail got it as well. And what is it paying out? Well, a family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Yes, that's incredible. But guess what? It's going even bigger. Why? You heard the breaking news, the wonderful news a week ago yesterday live on this channel. The President of the United States reached out to the Department of Agriculture, said, you have to do more. I'm not going to do executive order. You need to start paying more, and you need to pay it lifetime. And they said, okay, yes. So the breaking news was the incredible details. Number 1, they're going to be raising everyone's benefits for Snap. Number 2, in October. Number 3, an average of 25% lifetime automatic. Oh my goodness. So yes, Mark, who's at $19,000, will now be going to $25,000. Incredible, great news. If you have a success story for Snap, post a live chat right now. Let's turn to the incredible money coming back from your state due to overpayment of computer error and unemployment benefits. This is for those states that had Windows 22. You know, the 1922 version? The one where the keyboard was made out of wood. The version before that was the Windows 10, Windows 1910, that the keyboard was made out of stone. So reach out to your state and say, hi, state, where's that check due to overpayment of unemployment benefits? The average check is about $3,000 or $5,000. That's what viewers are getting. And the last pot of the money is the refund check coming back from IRS on that taxes you paid on that 2020 tax return. Average payout is about $1,200 to $1,400, but Mark got $1,400, and a wonderful viewer over the weekend reveals to me she got over $2,000. More about that in a second, but if you're on the live chat and you've not posted your success stories for rent or utilities or SNAP, please do it right now, because when you do, you inspire other people. The spirit of the Purple Hawks is helping other people, because when you help other people, we all help one another. I launched this channel to help people get money. And when you post your success stories, you help people. Number one, you inspire people to pick up the phone. Number one, a lot of people don't feel the motivation until they see all the other people getting these sums of money, and they realize, I need to go get this. I need to pick up the phone and call. Just call. Number two, people don't realize the money is as much as it is. They realize it's now thousands of dollars, not hundreds of dollars. Then a lot of people never heard of Snap till they found my channel. Larry Maui never did. He's getting $500 a month, lifetime, because of me. Then when we talk about combos, Art Sullivan, a wonderful, kind viewer, and Nisi, a charming person, both got 3 items and inspired a whole generation of viewers to now get 3 items, like Nancy and Mark. And finally, we're realizing the monies are bigger than ever before, so go get them. All right, how much unemployment benefits are you getting back? Where they landed? They're landing by direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. And can you track it? Yeah, 75% of the time you can. Go to iris.gov and do a transcript search, and it'll reveal the taxes you paid and the tax return you filed and the tax check you're getting back from IRS. And then it'll reveal stuff you never wanted to see, like the ingredient list to the Michatini. Oh, my goodness. Can we top that? We can. As we go into the second part of your fourth stimulus check update 2021, starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. Wow. Now let's go over this. First of all, how can I say deal done? And what does this recon really mean? Let me explain. I can say deal done because, one, the price tag was agreed upon before they started, $3.5 trillion. Number two, the $3.5 trillion is all checks for the American people. Number three, they don't need any Republican votes. Number four, they all agreed to do this before they started. Number five, they have to do the recon approval because the Republicans want the bipartisan and the Democrats want the recon. So it's hand in hand. And the first, second, and third stimulus were this big. This one's this big, and it's all checks for you. How do we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon and putting them into something called the bipartisan. That is what a conservative publication confirms of my reporting. The higher the price tag was originally on the recon, the harder it was to pass. There you go. By allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, the roads and bridges, and put it into the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. Now, here's something you're only going to hear on this channel. The recon price tag of $3.5 trillion was agreed upon by Democrats in not just the Senate, but also the House with the President of the United States before they started the process. So everyone's agreed upon this price tag of $3.5 trillion. So the vote to approve the price tag is an easy vote. They've already agreed upon that price tag of $3.5 trillion. And that is why Representative Ilhan Omar and Representative Richie Torres, both Democrats and both progressives, she's Minnesota, he's New York, had said before the price tag, we need to go big. Well, you did, and you got it. Ilhan Omar said we have to have a recon that goes as far as we want, and Torres said we have to have a larger recon. They got it, $3.5 trillion. So what is then the focus of the president after that recon price tag was agreed upon? He said protect my recon, because everything in that recon is progressive checks for the American people. The White House told Schatz and Jalopal, the White House considers progressive priorities in the recon his priorities. So there you go. So what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is a recon procedural? What is a recon substantive? Let's go over all the details starting right now, because the president has made very clear you have to send to him in the Oval Office both paths for him to sign at the same time. And those two paths are recon, your money, and bipartisan, not your money. Recon is also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion. Also anything with the word spending, like the Democratic spending plan or the progressive spending plan. Trust me, I pulled up a few articles this morning, and they even had other new names, which I've never even heard of before. But you recognize it by the word spending or budget. Bipartisan, not your money. $1.5 trillion price tag, much smaller. This is the infrastructure, roads and bridges. So we got three bodies of law to do. We have recon procedural due, then recon substantive, and then bipartisan. That's pretty simple. So what is recon bipartisan? What is recon procedural? And what is recon substantive? Recon procedural is very, very simple. In fact, they already agreed upon this before they started. Price tag 3.5 trillion. Do you agree upon that? Yeah, I already told you I did before I started. Why are you asking me that question again? I'm just sort of recreating what I envisioned them to be saying. Do you agree that committee number one gets $10? Yes, I have already told you that. Why do you have to keep on asking me that? Because now you got to vote on it. Don't be so pissy. And then after they agree upon a recon procedural, those grouchy people, then they do recon substantive. Okay, now this is the important part. Now that the committees are given $10, $20, $30, how are they spending the money? I'll go more over that in the final 15 minutes of this video, stay at the very end, because boy, that is where you're going to see the dramatics of the new soap opera debuting on this channel, Nancy versus Josh. Oh. It's always Nancy versus someone, isn't it? How do we get to this wonderful spot from Jalapal, who wrote Schumer a letter recently saying, chuck all the vote on the recon. And he did. And the recon passed on the Senate side. Now it's on the House side. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100-plus House Democrats, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Wow. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means Subcommittee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in that forced stimulus recon. Is that the same group we went over at the start of this video? It is. They're putting monthly forced stimulus checks in there. And guess what? They need to keep their promise. And we also have Omar and AOC that want it in there. And we also have Warren and Sanders and Wyden. So all these people have to keep their promise. Can we top that? Yes. As Biden did about 8 weeks ago, he went overseas for a ceremonial signature. The real one happened days later back in the United States. It's for a confusing thing that you don't need to worry about because now it's out of the recon, making the recon easier to pass. It's for a thing called the global minimum corporate tax rate. Now the recon is easier to write, easier to vote on, easier to pass because this confusing thing is not in there. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, a lot of breaking news. Josh versus Nancy. We'll go over what Nancy's doing to protect you. Boy, she's doing a really good job, I gotta say. This is the Temple of Paradise, not the Temple of Doom of 2021. He's the Temple of Doom. Then we go over the voting process, what Steny Hoyer did, what the surprise meeting for the president, and all these incredible checks and the surprise lift that the president's doing to get this over the finish line. It's breaking on Afternoons LA. Meantime, if you've got one item from this channel over the last year, whether it's rent, utilities, food, $100, you have readied yourself for forced stimulus. If you haven't, I want you to do it right today. Pick up the phone and call. Rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage assistance, utility assistance because of COVID. Where you're going to reach out to? 6 places. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority, State Hall, State Housing Authority. When you get one item, you're ready to pounce on the forced stimulus, and I am ready for you as a Purple Hawk. But if you haven't gotten the other sums of money and you've had problems, reach out to the community page. Where are they? Open the description of this video. I'll show you a link in it. I'll go over them with you during this commercial break, and I'll be back with you with the final 15 minutes and the big breaking news on this big Afternoons LA. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Late Daily for the excitement of the new LA Late live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA Late at 9 a.m. Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate. And the excitement continues right now, direct from Santa Monica, as Afternoons LA continues with the final 15 minutes of this video. In this video, we'll go over the fourth stimulus check and the push to get them in that fourth stimulus package. We'll go over that $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under the fourth stimulus recon. The biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. It's all deliciousness. Then we'll go over the big fight between Nancy Pelosi and Josh overnight and what is all going on. Lots of dramatics and a lot of soap opera elements. Then we'll be going over the secret meeting from Steny Hoyer, the secret message from the President of the United States, and everything else you need to know across the board. And meantime, if you've not signed up for the massive hit new LA Late Alerts, please do. It's at the top of the chat. Go there, hit that alert button, put your name and address and email in there, watch for the confirmation message, and hit that confirmation, and then you are ready to get those alerts. And this is LA, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week channel. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. Stay in this video, it'll automatically take you there. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Meantime, the President of the United States, when running for the highest office in the land, promised to raise your benefits if you're on SSI and SSDI. Well, now the Democrats are vowing to take care of this for you in what's called fifth stimulus recon. Fifth stimulus recon starts in just days from now. This is the raise of your benefits if you are on SSI, SSDI, and Social Security and railroad benefits. How does this work? They're going to start drafting this September, goes to a vote by about November. Benefits could potentially hit in November for next year. Step one, raise your benefit limits up, then remove the asset limit. Add an inflationary benchmark, remove the marriage penalty, and remove the income exclusion. So who gets this? Who benefits from this? You do. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, or more, they're going to first raise your benefits lifetime. Next, they're going to apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation. Where's inflation going to go? Wall Street and the Federal Reserve is saying transitory. It's a fancy word to say temporary spike in December. And the federal minutes released last week, the Fed minutes revealed that the Federal Reserve thinks that inflation will require the Federal Reserve to start tapering as early as December. This is perfect timing for us and our benefits because that's when they apply the benchmark. Step one, they'll raise their benefits lifetime. Then they'll apply the benchmark. And if it's about 5%, then your benefits will step up 5%. Not just next year, but lifetime additionally. And if the inflation rate is 2% the year after that, you'll be plus 2, plus 5%. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. They're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have stimulus checks, $3,000 a hand or more, at any time and still stay on benefits. Now you'll be able to have some muddled... Did you call this muddled? It's not teal either. You'll be able to have some beautiful Casey Royal Blue in your hand, Canute. And there you go. And finally, they're going to remove the marriage penalty. And you'll be able to do a pair dance. Are you doing a pair dance at home? Get up and do a pair dance with me. You'll be able to do a pair dance at your own wedding and get married. And if your benefits were canceled, they'll be restored. And there you go. And that is fifth stimulus. Meantime, the Democrats in the House Ways and Means Committee represent, they're giving you a fifth stimulus check as well. That would be next year. Finally, if you're in the live chat and you notice all those people with Purple Hawk emojis next to their name and you've not joined, what are you doing? You have to become a Purple Hawk and get that emoji and all the benefits starting today. The link is under this video where it says join here right now. Purple Hawks are delivered daily from me to you, a breakdown of all the big money under first, second, third stimulus and propose under fourth and fifth stimulus. Members get this incredible benefit of me writing to them a breakdown of all this big money for them to get. And Purple Hawks have been cleaning up. I launched Purple Hawks in January of this year, and the results have been astronomical. At the time, I said, third stimulus check, $1,400, great. I'm not really worried about that. I'm focusing on the $1,400. No, I'm focusing on the $14,000. Extra zero in there that I can get you. Because the President of the United States has put a lot of money in this third stimulus package. $5, $10, $15, $20,000 money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. And now the Purple Hawks are pouncing and getting sums of money we always thought you can get. These numbers that Purple Hawks are getting are astronomical. 5,000, 20,000, 30,000 are regular numbers across the board from this channel, from Purple Hawks. They're picking up the phone and they're learning about all this big money under first, second, and third, and what's proposed under fourth and fifth. And yes, they aren't getting a few $100s. They're getting tens of thousands of dollars, and in the case of Lorraine, 100,000. And there you go. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video with the dramatics out of Washington. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under fourth stimulus recon. This is the final 15 and the breaking news starting right now. There's a lot of dramatics going on, and this may be a little bit complicated, so I'm going to slow it down because it's days like this that there's a lot of news, almost too much news. So let's go over what's going on. First, recon, done deal. How can I say done deal? Let me tell you why. The Democrats agreed before they started the whole recon process, on a price tag, $3.5 trillion. The Democrats on not just the Senate, but also the House side met with the president day in, day out to agree upon price tag $3.5 trillion, and all Democrats agreed to pass it at a $3.5 trillion price tag. So this is a done deal. Also, the magnitude of it. It's all checks for the American people, all checks for you. First, second, and third was this big. Fourth is this big. First, second, third was 80% corporations. This one is all for you. So it's all agreed upon that they're going to do a recon, $3.5 trillion of checks for you. Next, they have two steps they have to do. They have to do recon procedural vote, which is just a price tag, and then they have to do recon substantive. Now, you learned yesterday that Steny Hoyer had a really sort of secret message, which no one else picked up except you would hear on this channel, in telling House members to come back in town. They're now back in town. First of all, people were telling others elsewhere they weren't coming back. That was untrue. I told you Steny Hoyer had ordered them back. So they came back into town, the House members, yesterday. And I also told you the voting would start as early as 6 p.m. last night. Well, I was right again. That's 2 for 2. Steny Hoyer said exactly what he did, and he did exactly what he said. They came back into town on Monday, and they were voting last night at 6 o'clock. I also told you that Steny Hoyer said, we're not leaving until we're done. And I said that was a secret message. What was the secret message? That it looks like Steny Hoyer is trying to set up the recon substantive to be done right after the recon procedural. Let's go over what's going on. Recon procedural went Senate, House. When the Senate was in session, the House was not in session. Now the Senate is gone and the House is in session. So Steny Hoyer says we're going to stay until we're done. Well, there's nothing to do after recon procedural. What would you do? Recon substantive. Finish that and then send it to the Senate and have the Senate come back in town. Brilliant. Now, I told you this was happening nearly 3 weeks ago before Steny Hoyer's comment. There was a lot of rumblings they're going to do this, and it's actually now happening. So this is why you have to stay with this channel, because news is broken here before it actually happens. Also, what's incredible great news is that this helps you financially for a series of reasons. Number one, the House subcommittees are the ones writing the recon substantive, so they actually write it, like House Ways and Means is responsible for writing stimulus checks and unemployment benefits. And you want the people who are writing the legislation to potentially be the body that you're starting with, the House, starting with the House. Number two, House members always spend more money than the senators. Number three, House members are more progressive. Progressives spend more money than moderate Democrats. And finally, you want to start on the House side, because if you spend more money on the House side, then the Senate vote-a-rama thereafter could add more money on top of that. All incredible great news. Now let's go to the president's secret meeting on Sunday. The president had a secret meeting on Sunday as the House members are coming back into town. Told them that I really want you as Democrats to focus on one of the proposals of what is in that fourth stimulus recon as a pitch to the American people, because they will understand this. And I think this is brilliant maneuvering and brilliant preparing for the situation by the president. What is that provision? I'm going to show you in 1 second. And guess what? It's number 3 on the list of proposed items. Here they are. Free school meals for all, checks. Tax break checks. Here's the one he's doing. He's putting focus on. Cheaper prescription medication. More about that analysis in a second. Then lots of checks for farming, lots of checks for free internet, lots of checks for workers, and lots of checks for seniors. Checks for independent contractors, checks for vision, checks for dental, checks for hearing care, and more. So what did he say about this number 3, the cheaper prescription, and why did he say it? He basically said the American people want relief right now. They don't want to wait a week, a month, 3 months, or 3 years. They want it right this day. And the cheaper prescription medication is something that would happen overnight. How would it happen overnight? You would see a particular medication, for example, go from $10 to $2 overnight. Why? Because the way it would work is basically the prescription the pharmaceutical companies have preferred rates, let's say, for example, with Medicare. And let's say that an item's $10. The law would take effect on a Monday and say now it's $2. The next day they have to charge you $2. That's why he wants to do it as a focal point. And I think it's brilliant because it would save you a lot of money and you would see that benefit of savings right away. So there we go. Recon substantive, really fascinating. Recon procedural, very simple. So let's go over recon substantive, and then we're going to cut to Nancy and Josh. So recon procedural, very simple. The price tag, $3.5 trillion. Everyone's agreed upon the price tag. There's no dispute about the price tag. Everyone's agreed that the committees are going to have $10 and $20 there. No one's disputing that as well. And how the committees spend the money is really a critical issue. This is where they write the recon substantive. This is why I brought back seats for stimulus. Hashtag seats for stimulus. You're doing a great job on social media. Keep on pushing. Why? Because when they go to spend the money, the committees, you want to make sure they spend the money the right way. You want to make sure they spend the money right way. It's one thing for them to talk about doing stimulus checks, but they need to actually get it done. They need to actually get it done and put it in there. And that's why the message for Seats for Stimulus, a social media campaign which I launched in 2020, brought back a week ago, is the following. Give us the right stimulus. Give us the right stimulus or we're taking your seats. 6 House seats are up for grabs in the next few weeks. And guess what? They were all talking about this on the House floor. Do you think they're listening to this channel? More about that in a second. 6 House seats were up for grabs and everyone was talking about it last night. So make sure they spend the money the right way. Let's go over the dramatics that happened last night with Nancy and Josh. Why was it last night? Because I told you, Steny Hoyer ordered them back into town and said you're going to be starting to vote at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time last night. Well, they were there very late. And let me just tell you what the battle is over. It's over that same subject. Who goes first? Do we do recon first? Do we do bipartisan first? Do we do them together? What date do we do them? And all that and more. Well, this is a guy that I'm not a fan of. I don't certainly mince my words when I'm not a fan of a person. And I've never been a fan of this guy. I don't like him. Representative Josh Gottheimer. Not personally don't like him. I just don't like his politics. He's a Democrat. It would surprise me if he is. But he claims to be a Democrat. And he has never done anything for anyone. He is the problem creators. And if you remember the problem creators, all they did was create problems last year. And every time there was something that get us money, he tried to stop it. He was the guy that tried to not have have a stimulus check under the second stimulus package, the CR in December. He did not want you to have one then. He's consistently never wanted you to have money. And so what is his beef this time? His beef this time is what you think it would be. It's not that he's against the recon. It's not that he's against the recon price or giving you money. It's that he wants the roads and bridges that you don't get any money from to be voted on right away and for us to sort of wait for our thing to be done, 20 years from now. No. And so what is he doing? He's launching a sort of tirade with Nancy Pelosi to say that his roads and bridges should be done right away. Well, last night she said absolutely not and stop it. In fact, what she's doing, I love. Where Nancy Pelosi in 2020 was the Temple 2, this year she's the Temple of Paradise. Nancy Pelosi is the Temple of Paradise. You know what she actually did to Josh? She said, no, I'm going to put you even further back. I'm going to put you in October with your roads and bridges because you're just driving me crazy. I love it. And you know what she also said to him? She said, if you really want to drive me that crazy, you know what I'm going to set you up to do? I'm going to do a no vote on the recon and watch you try to vote against our recon. Oh, she called his cards. You know what she's basically saying? If you really just don't like us, then I'm going to try to call the vote on the recon right away and see how you want to vote on it because you act like you don't want to help Americans. Oh, I love it. Now, the comments that came off last night on the House floor were language that I can't even say on air. I can't even. It's like the best days of our lives and Another World and Santa Barbara soap operas combined in one article. One person, Susan Wild, who's a Democrat from Pennsylvania, who talked about sort of seats for stimulus, said, we should not be worried about losing our seats for stimulus. I think they're watching this channel. She said, I'm not running for Congress just to take safe votes. Well, then what are you running for Congress for? For the food? And then another person, is Joyce Beatty, Democrat out of Ohio, says, how dare you? That's the quote. How dare you? Then Representative Adriana Elapathic, sorry if I butchered that name, Democrat of New York, I'm just very angry. She said another word. I can't say it on camera. And then another member could be even heard off mic calling the group a group of, and I can't say the word. It's two words. I can't say either of them. Wow. So it is just, yeah. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that I'm trying to explain what the beef is. The beef is that Josh wants his roads and bridges to go first. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. And you know what one person said, which I love his comment. One guy said, what's your problem with your roads and bridge? Just wait till October like the rest of everyone. I love it. So Nancy is really protecting the recon. The recon is going first. In fact, she may throw the roads and bridges out to, like 5 years from now at this point. And so if you see Josh on the street, say, go take a hike on your bridge. There you go. Finally, incredible great news. Let's go over the money in this recon. The $3.5 trillion of checks are really, really wonderful checks for you. And why is this wonderful checks? Because the federal government wants to give you checks of all magnitude, whether it's dental, vision, internet, and more. And if you've been with this channel, you understand how checks come out from the federal government. When we talk about stimulus checks come out from IRS because it's IRS money coming out for Treasury. But when we talk about checks for the internet, the IRS doesn't send out checks for the internet. IRS doesn't send out checks for your teeth. They have nothing to do with your teeth. They're not dentists. And you've been doing this with me for a while, from April of last year. Application-based stimulus, where you have to call up the department that has the money. You've done this with PBT or PPP or PUA or EIDL. What does this mean? It's no-brainer. It's that, IRS is not going to send you a check for your teeth, but you can get a check for your teeth at another division. And that is why we have all these commissions that are given fortunes, $3.5 trillion of checks for you to get. And that is what's going to happen under forced stimulus recon. It's absolutely an enormous payout across the board. I'm very, very excited for you. So if you've gotten one item from this channel, whether it's rent, utilities, food, or internet, you are ready to pounce on a forced stimulus recon because most of the checks will be you going to some place to get it, whether it's the telephone or the computer. And I'm going to show you, as a Purple Hawk, as a viewer, as a subscriber, as a member, I'm going to show you how to get all this incredible money under forced stimulus recon, and you are going to be sitting pretty. Because if you've gotten this amount of money for third stimulus, imagine how much you're going to get it from fourth stimulus. Finally, the LA Late Alerts. A big success story across the board. I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited for everyone that has really signed up. The LA Late Alerts launched a few days ago, and boy, the numbers keep on coming in. When you go to the LA Late Alerts, which is at the top of the chat, you're going to go in there and click the link, and it'll send you to a website, which is on lalate.com. You put your name and your email address in there. 100% free. The next step is very important. It will send you an email that says, do you wish to confirm your subscription to LA Late Alerts? You must click the blue button. If you do not click the blue button, you're not going to confirm. I had a couple people send me messages saying, hi. I responded, say, yeah, I like it. Thank you. It's a button. The button doesn't communicate with you. So you have to click the button. You can't just send like nice little happy faces back to it. You have to click the button and confirm. So click the button. Nearly 800 to 1,000 of you are still waiting in confirmation mode, and you're not yet confirmed. If you think you didn't do it right, you can start all over again and do it a second time, starting from scratch. The thank you message is then delivered to your screen as soon as you confirm. The confirmation email may be in your spam folder, so look for it. Again, it's at news.com/alerts, news.la.com/alerts, and this is what one of the alerts look like. It's an incredible community, and thousands have already signed up in less than 24 hours. I'm really blown away by the incredible response to it. People are loving it. People are talking about it. It's the talk of the town. No one has ever done anything like this. News alerts delivered to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, Lalate is on the cusp of breaking things and being innovative, and it's all about helping you. I want to make sure that you get news when it happens across the board. Meantime, coming up next is Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. It's a big show tonight. Stay on this video. I'll automatically take you into overnight's crypto. And it's a big show with crypto going up and then crypto going back down. It visited 50,000 and now it's coming back down. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. Reckon I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. And also become part of the Lalate Alerts. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful noon to afternoon, and stay with Lalate for more.